Mike Leach was so far ahead of his time. Now, this video is from 6 years ago. Mike Leach goes off and explains why there should be an expanded playoff. I am a huge advocate of an expanded playoff, and anybody who says anything else, you're just behind the times and you need to get yourself together. But
I think 64 teams, but I think the minimum is 16. If you had 16 teams, then I think we could settle a whole lot of these issues. You know, it doesn't matter what the East Coast or Los Angeles or anybody in between thinks. All of a sudden there's 16 teams. Oh, geez, number 16 beat number 4. Well, screw number 4. Number 4 is out, you see, because number 16 got them.
If you look at what we just had happen, Florida State got snubbed. Now, I think the committee got it right, but the committee should not have been in that position to have to make that decision. And so now you have a lot of people who are pissed off, and I understand. If I was a Florida State fan, I would be pissed off as well.
You know, I mean, that'd pretty well solve all of it, wouldn't it? And then 32, you could easily do 32. And then you know, the most stunning thing, and I give this lecture probably 3 times every year, but then college football says, they scratch their head and they give a really befuddled, mixed up look, and they get a really screwy expression on their face. Like, well, how can that possibly be? I mean, how can we do that?
And you look at this entire situation, it goes to show you that college football is behind the times. Hell, even look at a league like the NBA. They are continuing to do things to improve the product. If you give people the same thing each and every year, eventually people are going to check out. The system where there were 2 teams obviously way overdone, overblown, and it was 2 teams for way too long. They went to 4. 4 is obviously not enough, especially when you're going to have kids going here, going there. The transfer portal is going to be going crazy. You have NIL deals coming out. You're going to have teams wanting to compete. And so I think getting more and more teams in a tournament style format is for the better.
I mean, how is it possible that you could actually have a playoff format in college football? Well, gee, I don't know. Let's start with, we can go down to the local city park, and I'll bet you somebody that handles youth football could tell you how to do something like that. Well, that's too low of a scale. Let's move it up a little bit. Okay, how about high school from a major state? Let's say Texas, Florida, or California. Let's see how they do it. Okay, let's see. These guys, you know, they win a certain number of games, they have a qualification. Okay, now boom, they're in the playoffs. But they don't have just 2 or 4 teams or something. Hell no, because they want everybody to have fun and enjoy this playoff system.
I like the 12 team. Hell, I would even be happy it was a 16 team playoff. And a lot of people say, oh, well, that's too many. Look, cut out some of those meaningless regular season games. Some of the games that they play in the regular season are so meaningless. They play what, 12 games? If you take away 2 of those, let them play a 10-game schedule, let them play about 6 games, maybe 8 games in the conference, maybe 2 out of the conference, take the conference champ, let them get an automatic bid, and then go from there. That will save and preserve the bodies of the young athletes, at the same time giving the public a product that is actually worth tuning into. I'm gonna tell you guys like this, you may disagree with me, you may not believe in what I am saying, but when it comes to bowl week, I know it's a tradition. People like some of the bowl games. You're going to watch your favorite team play in these bowls. But let's be honest with ourselves. These bowl games are getting more stale by the year. That's just me. You may disagree. But to me, you watch a bowl game, especially some teams that have players that may be going to the NFL, you're not even watching the best product that can be on the field. Now, just imagine if those NFL prospects had something to play for.
So they have 16 or 32 or 64 or something like that. Okay, so then they play each other and everybody's on the edge of their seat going to wait and see if this team's going to beat that team or going to beat the other team. And so then, in the end, there's occasionally a debate. If only this team hadn't lost to that team in this round, then this team could have won the whole thing, and that's perhaps true. But the thing that is indisputable is that at the end of the gauntlet, this team came out on number 1, and there's no debate whatsoever who's state champion. And then you can go to Division 3. Let's see, how do they do it? Oh, they do it the exact same way. Okay, now the suspense is really starting to get thick because, Division II might do it differently. No, in fact, they don't. They do it exactly, boys and girls, like Division III does.
They knew that they were going to be playing for a championship. More of them would play instead of sitting out these bowl games. And I know everybody does not sit out of bowl games, but look at Caleb Williams. He has already sat out, and I don't blame him. He should sit out this bowl game. Why? Because it's not important. What will he gain from playing in a bowl game? But going back to Mike Leach's point, even high school football has 4 to 5 rounds of playoffs. It means something if the actual bowls that you are playing in count for something. A lot of these kids are gonna go, they're gonna play in the Fiesta Bowl, play in whatever bowl, it doesn't matter. What will happen after that one game? 0.
And then now they've changed the initials because in this era of political correctness, they love to change initials and make it proper to say things one way instead of another. And I forget what the initials is. But then they go to 1AA. Okay, and 1AA. How do they do it in 1AA? 1AA. I mean, because that's getting closer to us, and we're really sophisticated because we're major 1A. How do they do it in 1AA? You know what? They have a playoff format, and they play it, and they figure it out. And then, okay. Well, they're all below us. Okay, what about above us, the NFL? And everybody, that just makes you feel good to roll those initials off your. It's like Huckleberry Finn said. Some days I just have to swear to get a good taste in my mouth. Okay, so then NFL. Now that makes my mouth feel good because that's the best and they're the top. Let's see here. How did they figure out their champion? Well, they in fact organize a playoff system. And how many teams are in there? A hell of a lot more than 4.
Mike Leach in this interview, which is 6 years old by the way, gives excellent detail on how this should be done. If you haven't seen this interview, you need to go and watch it. I put snippets of it throughout, but it's definitely something that you can watch in its entirety. I am an advocate and I wish that someday and hope that we go to 16 teams. I want to be able to watch college football the same way I do high school football. I watch high school football and it's round after round after round. It's exciting. It's so exciting to know that once you get in, each team can have a chance. And I'm not saying that we should go and have a March Madness type of playoff in college football. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that bowl games are old and played out, that they don't mean anything. The way of thinking is gone. There's still some people who are against the 12-team playoffs. But why would you? Would you honestly want to see a Michigan versus Washington playoffs right now and that be the only game you get? Why not have more games that mean even more? That'll be great for the fans. It'll be great for TV ratings. It'll be great for everything. It'll be great for these teams that you may have had one slip up in the season, but now you're clicking on all cylinders. And it will definitely be good because you can have a team like a Michigan who plays a cupcake schedule every single year, just about. The only team that they really have to worry about is Ohio State and maybe Penn State, but Penn State is not going to be Michigan no time soon. And you have another team that played a tough schedule all year, and they got beat in some close games. And now they even have a chance. You will have schools that are not afraid to schedule tougher schools throughout the season because they know that they still will have a chance to get in the playoffs. They're just showcasing their skills and giving everybody what they want to see. And I feel like this has been one of the biggest problems with college football for a very long time now. And that's why you continue to see schools stack up on players, because there are only a specific number of schools that will actually give you a chance to compete for a championship. And that showed with this decision of Florida State being left out. And so there was no way the committee was going to please everybody. They did what they thought was right. And to me, this shows the biggest problem and the biggest issue with college football, in my honest opinion, right now, which next year I know we're going to 12, but I honestly want to go to 16. A lot of y'all may think that that is not the right answer, but I think we should get rid of some of these meaningless games or just take away a conference game or two, something along those lines, in order to compensate for the games that would be added on the back end because of the playoffs being increased. Play about 10 games, save those other 2, and have a 16 team playoffs. But we'll see how the 12 goes. I think this will be a very, very exciting time for college football, and I think we're going to enjoy this format way better than this 2 system, than the 4 system. Must see TV. We're going to get some upsets in there along the way. We're going to have some great things to happen. I'm so excited for next year already, even though this year is not even done yet. We're finally going to get a true playoff format. But let me know what you guys think. I can talk about this topic a lot, and I probably will bring it up in a more formal video at some point in time. Comment down below, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'll see you guys in the next video.